It is Lakeview Laker Art, 7th grade edition. And today we are going to work on doing something like this. Today in class, we got this far. So we are going to learn how to do the inside of the eye and how to create that. And so today's lesson is how to paint the eye in oil pastels. Yep, this is part one, as we will be working on putting that eye together. Now remember, on Tuesday, we learned how to draw an eye in basic steps. Now, some of you asked the question, why are we redrawing the eye? Well, the hard part is when you put oil pastel over pencil, the pencil bleeds into the oil pastel and it makes everything gray. So we don't want everything gray. We want everything to be a nice color. So I'm going to get the page set up. All right. All right, we are back and we are going to draw the human eye. Just to show you, these are the colors we're going to use. We're going to use light orange or peach. We're going to use white. We're going to use yellow, orange, pink, red, gray. I got to move violet all the way over to here. We're going to use sky blue. We'll use this next one, which is cerulean. We're going to use cobalt blue, ultramarine blue, and then midnight blue, Prussian blue, excuse me, some purple, some Van Dyke brown, and then we'll add black. We're also going to use a paper towel that we're going to tear into a piece that we can wrap around our fingers. And I am going to use my brush. Now, I'm going to start by drawing an eye shape, the eyeball, and I'm using my pale orange. And the reason I'm using my pale orange is that it will, if I use pencil, we talked about before, I'm going to divide that eye into thirds or roughly thirds. And then I'm going to go a couple fingers over, and I think I went 3 in the demo earlier. And I'm going to draw my U shape or my V shape. That's going to be my tear duct. I'm going to go 3 fingers over here, make a mark, and they're all on that third line. All right, now I'm going to make a mark right here, and then I'm going to make a mark at halfway. So I'm going to draw a 45-degree line that's going to go to where the third goes, and it's going to go up and to there. And then from there, it's going to curve around here to that next spot right over there. And then this one is going to go down and past that mark over here. And then I'm going to go from here, and I'm going to draw a line that's going to go, and it's going to meet right there. This one's going to meet right there, and then it's going to curve. And that's the basic shape that we drew the eye with. I'm going to draw now where I want my pupil to be. And then I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go 1 finger wide, and I'm going to draw a concentric circle. That is 1 finger inside. And then I'm going to do a concentric circle that is 1 finger on the outside. Now, this will be a dark layer of the color we're going to use. This will be a dark layer, and this will be our light area. So now I'm going to use my white, and I'm going to put my white in. And I'm going to just start by, I'm going to go horizontally and fill in with a hatch line that fills in, and it goes horizontally. It follows the length of the paper. I should make sure that my white is clean. Oh, I forgot a line. I should have where my tear duct ends, and then I'm going to fill that in with a horizontal line. I'm also going to put some white inside my tear duct. Now, to make this easier on myself and to understand what I'm doing, I'm going to do a crosshatch layer, and that crosshatch layer is going to go on my eye this way. Notice I went this way first. Now I'm doing vertical, but to make it easier, I just changed my paper over. So I made my paper go 190 degrees, and that way then I fill that in. So now I'm going to take my brush, and I'm going to brush off any of my nurgles If you don't have a brush, you can just go like this and then wipe it off the table. But be careful, the oil pastel kind of gets on things. All right, so now, once I'm there, I can start adding peach again. So I'm going to take some peach and I'm going to draw some lines that radiate out from the corner. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw some of those same lines. Now your eyeball is round and I'm going to put some in my tear duct. So I'm not going to put white, orange there. I'm just going to do that. Now I'm going to layer some white on top of that. And I'm going to put some more white in here. Now I'm going to take a piece of paper towel. I'm going to wrap some around my finger. And I'm going to blend. And when I blend, I do it with a method called scumbling. And I just rotate my hand and it blends it all together. And it creates a soft edge because I continue to circle. That allows some of that orange to seep in. Most of our eyeballs are not straight white. So that's why I'm doing that. Now, I'm going to work on my tear duct. I'm going to take and put a little orange right along the edge where there's some shadow. And I put a little orange there. Then I'm going to take some pink. And I'm going to add some pink in. Maybe go like that. And then I'm going to add a spot of red like there. And sometimes you can see a blood vessel in your tear duct. So that's all we're trying to do is get that gooey looking area. And now I'm going to scumble that in. And it'll look less, it won't look as clear. And that makes that look more like that. All right. So I'm going to brush some of that off. Now I'm going to start working on my eye. Before I go anywhere with my eye, I'm going to add lines of white that are vertical. Or they go through my eye. Everything aims for the center of my pupil. So if I draw a line like that. So the whole time I'm going to be putting white in. It's going to go in that center area. It might cross over a little bit, but I just want to put lots of white in. Now I'm just going to go like this, and I'm going to add my white in nice and thickly. Notice my lines all radiate out from the pupil in my iris. And I'm going to put a second layer down. All of my lines that I make on my eye are going to radiate out. So when you look at this image, you can see that they radiate out. When you look at this painted image of an eyeball, you can see that they radiate out. So that's what we're shooting for, is that radiation. Now, I'm done with that. So I got that going. I forgot to do a little gray. I'm going to take a little gray and I'm going to go in a twisty fashion right along here and right along here. That's going to be an area of shadow that we're going to add in. I'm going to take my paper towel and I'm going to scumble that in so that it blends in. And all it does is it darkens the eye just a little bit. And it gives the impression of 3D. All right, now we'll put a layer of that in on this part of the eye as we get there. Now I'm going to take not my lightest blue, but my second lightest blue, and I'm going to start, I'm going to do the same lines that I did before, and they're going to go like this, and like this, like this, and like this. And I'm going to do the same here. Notice it goes a little bit into the white. It goes a little bit into that area that's there. I'm going to go here. As you can see, I've added a lot more blue. And for whatever reason, I noticed that my screen's a little blurry. Zoom it in, see if that makes a difference. Why are we having trouble with our screen? All right, now I'm going to go with my next blue, which is Cobalt Blue, and I'm going to do the same thing. but my lines are going to go all the way across, and I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to add those lines, and I'm going to keep going and keep adding those lines. Now, as you can see, I've added a lot of blue. I've left this white. Now, I'm going to go to my Ultramarine Blue, which is this blue. I'm going to continue to do the same thing. I'm going to go around, and I'm going to try to eliminate any white that's showing through. This is the way that we make, and notice I'm going to streak some of these up into the white. Not a lot of them, just a few, and they all radiate from the center, and they keep going. I've finished with the ultramarine. Now I'm going to go to my Prussian blue, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make some lines that go and follow all the way around. Now, once I've got that all the way around, I'm going to go and I'm going to make a series of dark lines that go around the outside edge and only go around the outside edge as a way of darkening that part of the eye. Then I'm going to bring in and I'm going to do the same across this. And I might just add a few streaks of the dark blue that go like this. Now, once I'm to that point, I'm going to take my white. I got to peel mine off a little bit. Make sure that it's open and ready for use. Throw that in the garbage. Now I'm going to go over my white. And I'm going to draw those lines that go towards the center of my eye with my white. And you can see that it's starting to blend. I'm going to go one more time around. I'm going to pull a little bit towards the outside. Now I've got a nice layer going. I'm going to add my Van Dyke brown, which I haven't done yet. And I'm going to take my Van Dyke brown and I'm going to draw a line that goes around. I'm not going to use black here yet. Black is a really strong tinting color and it overpowers my other colors. So I don't want to overpower the colors. And now I'm just going to kind of scumble this up and around and into that shape. All right, now before I go any further, I'm going to add a little more color. I'm going to take some purple and I'm going to put purple right on the edge of that scumbled layer. And that's going to make this really rich. It's going to add another dimension. It adds a little bit of red. I'm going to take a couple of these and I'm going to streak them towards the center. And I'm going to go in the center and I'm going to add a couple streaks of this purple like that. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to take this yellow orange that I haven't used yet. And I'm going to go right along the edge and I'm just going to make like marks that radiate towards. In some spots there can be more. Some spots there can be less. And it's going to go just like that. Now, we're pretty close to being done. I'm going to bring my white back again one more time, and I'm going to go a little bit of white right over this. Now I'm going to take my paper towel, and I'm going to scumble, but I'm going to do it differently. This time, I'm going to start, and I'm going to pull the brown into the dark blue. I'm not turning it. I'm just doing this in a clockwise or a counterclockwise fashion. And that smooths that out a little bit. I'm going to grab a clear color. Now I'm going to go over this part of the blue and go into the white and just pull it. And I'm going to go further in. All right, now we're close. So I'm going to take my paper clip or my safety pin, or it could be a, and I'm going to pull a little bit off of here. that area of white I want to leave white. Now I'm going to take my Van Dyke brown and I'm going to go around like this, and I'm going to go around again and make my actual pupil by putting the brown in like this. I might want to bring a little bit of that brown over there where mine got a little lighter. And I'm going to now take black and I'm going to go over the surface of this. And it won't be straight black. It'll just be it'll make it less unnatural, and it'll make it more believable. I'm also going to take just a line of my black and go over the edge. And it's okay if it rubs a little bit and it... Now, I could scumble that a little more so that it's not a hard line. And I could scumble this. Now, I'm going to take my white, and I'm going to put my white in there as my highlight. Ta-da! Now, most people leave it a little off to the side, so I could scrape a little bit of this off. And in the original video I did it as a circle, but we could do this one as a kind of a square shape. Now, some people say you get a little highlight off to the side, so I'm going to pull off some of this. And I'm going to add my white right there. I'm going to put some more white right in here. And it's not going to show as much right now, but it will. And I might put a little bit right there. But there you have it. That's all the further we're going today. That is our eye shape. And we are good to go. See you next Tuesday.